Go out with friends and have fun this autumn. And elevate your conversation game using idioms. Here are some idioms appropriate for autumn and socializing with friends, including their meanings, appropriate context for use, and examples in sentences. If you are interested, subscribe to show support for this channel. Are you ready? Here are 13 idioms that are perfect for the autumn season and socializing. Bundle up, meaning to wear warm clothes to protect oneself from the cold. When to use, when it's chilly outside during the autumn months and you're advising someone to dress warmly. Example, it's getting pretty brisk out there with the autumn winds, so don't forget to bundle up before we go for our walk in the park. Turn over a new leaf, meaning to start anew, to change your behavior or attitude for the better. When to use, when someone is making a fresh start, often used during times of change like the new school year in the fall. Example, this autumn I'm turning over a new leaf and joining the gym. Harvest time, meaning a period of gathering mature crops. Metaphorically, it means a time of reaping the benefits or results of one's work. When to use, when talking about the results of hard work or when discussing actual agricultural harvest. Example, after studying so hard last year, it's finally harvest time. I got accepted into my first choice university. The apple of my eye, meaning a person who is very precious or cherished, often a child or a beloved partner. When to use, when showing affection or talking about someone you adore. Example, my niece is coming to visit this autumn. She's really the apple of my eye. Test your knowledge before we proceed to the next idioms. Can you guess this idiom? To drive someone nuts, meaning to irritate and annoy someone. When to use, when someone's actions are causing frustration or annoyance, often used in a lighthearted way among friends. Example, the way he keeps changing our autumn hangout plans at the last minute is driving me nuts. Leaf peeping, meaning the activity of traveling to view and photograph the fall foliage. When to use, when discussing plans to view the autumn leaves, a popular activity in areas where leaves change color vividly. Example, let's go leaf peeping this weekend. The maples should be at their peak color. Sweater weather, meaning cool weather when it is comfortable to wear a sweater without needing a heavy coat. When to use, when the weather turns cooler and more pleasant, not yet cold enough for winter gear. Example, it's finally sweater weather, so I can wear all my new knits. Nuts about something, meaning to be very enthusiastic or passionate about something. When to use, when you or someone else has a strong interest in an activity or subject. Example, I'm nuts about these autumn festivals, the food, the music, the atmosphere. I love it all. Read these sentences aloud for more idiom retention. You are driving me nuts. Let's go leaf peeping this weekend. It's finally sweater weather. Spice things up, meaning to make something more exciting or interesting. When to use, when wanting to add excitement or variety to a situation or activity, especially relevant in autumn with the popular spice, cinnamon. Example, let's spice things up and try a new pumpkin recipe for our next dinner party. Get a second wind, meaning to have a burst of energy after feeling tired or worn out. When to use, when you regain your energy or enthusiasm, often after a lull. Example, I was feeling tired after our hike, but after resting and watching the sunset, I got a second wind. Save for a rainy day, meaning to reserve something, usually money, for a time when it might be needed unexpectedly. When to use, when talking about saving money or resources, which is particularly topical as people prepare for the winter months. Example, I've been putting some of my earnings aside to save for a rainy day, especially with the holidays coming up. Bury the hatchet, meaning to make peace or settle your differences with someone. When to use, when resolving a conflict or putting an end to a long-standing disagreement, often relevant as families gather and reconcile during the holidays. Example: I know we've had our differences, but let's bury the hatchet and enjoy the autumn festival together. Feel a chill in the air, meaning to sense a change in the atmosphere, implying that something is about to change or that the weather is getting colder. When to use: when talking about the onset of colder weather or a sense that something is going to happen. Example: there's definitely a chill in the air, not just because of the weather, but also because midterm exams are coming up. Guess the idioms and check your understanding. Now, here's a tip for you to improve your English fluency just by yourself. Speak out loud, regularly. Even if you don't have someone to converse with, practice speaking English out loud. This can be through reading books or articles aloud, narrating your actions throughout the day, or using language learning apps that prompt you to speak. The act of speaking engages different parts of your brain, which aids in language retention and fluency. Also, you can try the 30-day guide to English fluency. You can check out the free 5-day trial in the description below. Practice speaking English out loud today and see you tomorrow.